I can't hear you! Give me 2 beats, 2 claps, and you! 2 beats, 2 claps, and an R! 2 beats, 2 claps, and a DM! DM!
APNvideo.com is on the air. We're coming to you from North Scottsdale for exciting 2018 Desert Mountain Wolves lacrosse. I'm Jeff Lowry with APN Sports. Tonight, the 4-5 Mountain Pointe Pride taking on your 7-2 Desert Mountain Wolves. Ryan James has the second best save percentage of all D2 goalies this year. The Wolves are also led by the faceoff specialist Antonio Cantu, and an outstanding year for long stick midfielder Josh Thompson, who wears number 22. And what about Ben Zucker? This is a great player in terms of intangibles, a lot of leadership out there for number 4, and he's hoping to have a big game here tonight against Frank Ferrantelli and this Mountain Pointe Pride team. They have his son, Connor, is the leading scorer in the state in terms of points. So when we come back, 2 teams that might be playing each other. And of course, Desert Mountain coming off a very disappointing 1-point loss over at Campo Verde. Scottsdale Synchro is a City of Scottsdale-sponsored, nationally ranked, synchronized team led by former Chinese national team athlete Olivia Chong. Scottsdale Synchro's 13 to 15 age group team ranked 5th in the United States at Junior Olympic Nationals this past summer. If you're a swimmer, age 6 to 16, we invite you to attend the 2018 Scottsdale Synchro Annual Water Show held on May 19th at the McDowell Ranch Aquatic Center from 6 to 8 p.m. Come and enjoy spectacular synchronized swimming with Scottsdale Synchro. And welcome back to Desert Mountain High School. We're getting set for exciting Desert Mountain Wolves lacrosse. They come in here 7-2 by way of record. Let's give you the starting lineups, starting with the goalie, Ryan James, taking his position over on the west goal, and 3 outstanding defensive players leading the charge. Lala Carlson and Eric Miller all having outstanding seasons. Josh Thompson and Antonio Cantu, who's our face-off specialist here, along with Logan Ritchie, are the midfielders as they battle for the opening face-off. And still an unsettled ball between the Mountain Pointe Pride, who come out in somewhat like ASU-type colors, Arizona State University colors, and they win the opening face-off, and this game is underway. The attack for the Wolves include Colin Eckhauser, Sam Friedland, and first in the state at the Division II level in goals, Dawson Benz. The head coach is Zach Mendoza. He is assisted by Dylan Weaver and Alex Potter. We mentioned in the top of the broadcast is the first shot of the game taken by the Pride, and already a save for Ryan James, who has saved over 66% of the shots against. And we are scoreless here in quarter number 1. We mentioned, and it was a vital game as Desert Mountain gets their first shot. Still a scoreless tie here from Desert Mountain High School. But we mentioned that they lost 8-7 to really one of the elite teams in the state in Campo Verde. A very close game. And a victory here today, it's going to be tough because they're going to be most likely tied with Catalina Foothills. And it sounded like the tiebreaker would go to Catalina Foothills, and that would put them as the number 3 seed. The top 2 seeds in the playoffs get a bye into the semifinal. And there's a very good chance these 2 teams are going to hook up in round 1 of the playoffs. So no score here. Desert Mountain in the dark gray uniforms looking for a cutter on that far side, and it's going to be a takeaway for the Pride. So a 0-0 tie. So this a very important game, I think, even for both these teams. Though both teams have clinched a playoff spot. It's just now a matter of positioning, and Mountain Pointe coming in cannot go any higher than 5. No score, first quarter action. Good check over there on the far side. And a nice job by Eric Miller, the junior. Former rugby player, switched from midi to defense this year and has done a really nice job. We've got a flag down on the play. Okay, Desert Mountain get it into the offensive half. Here's Benz going to work, and he shoots, and he's going to be turned away. Outstanding save by the Pride. And the cage defense, excellent job by the Mountain Pointe goalie, and that keeps us at a 0-0 tie. Both teams are heading to the D2 playoffs. No matter really what happens here today, Desert Mountain, with a victory, they're still assured of hosting the semifinal game. And like we said, it's most likely going to be against the Mountain Pointe Pride, who they beat earlier this year 11-5. In that game, Ferrantelli, the top scorer, number 32 for the Pride, had 3 goals in that game, 2 assists, 5 points. And they're looking to get on the board here first. So a scoreless tie here, first quarter action. Desert Mountain Lacrosse on APN Video Sports. And a nice job, good checking over there on the far side by Eric Miller. I tell you what, Eric Miller, he gives you some size at defense. These 3 defenders, I mean, Carlson, along with Eric Miller, and Sebastian Carlson and C.J. Lala, as the cutter couldn't come up with the catch, and the Pride, and here's Ferrantelli going to work, and he had a man out front. He was at the doorstep, but couldn't get it to go. So Nick Hill, unable to get one past the very stingy Ryan James. And coming into today's game, the Desert Mountain Wolves, as they are in transition right now, have the best point differential in the state of Arizona. So an excellent job. I'll tell you what, when they win big. They've had a couple of losses this year, both by 1 point. And I think if they had the Notre Dame game to play over again, they would love to do it. Benz takes the shot. He faked right. He goes left. And he's found the promised land, getting Desert Mountain on the board first. So Benz scoring, and a little over 5 minutes into the game. And it's 1-0 in favor of Desert Mountain. Well, it was an excellent swim move. Little split dodge there by Benz, and, well, he got it to go. Excellent job. Now Desert Mountain. 6-on-6. And a loose ball out front. Surprisingly, that Cantu lost that one, and fortunately for the Wolves, they pick it up and retain the possession, led by Kyle Kramer. Work it around the horn. Out of X. Here's the shot. It's high. Good challenge. And a good slide there. They double-teamed the ball carrier and the shooter that time. And a good job by the Mountain Pointe Pride here in the first quarter. Desert Mountain with 5:55 left to go. First quarter action leads it 1-0. Benz is the ball handler. And now he'll move it over to X. Looking, shooting, and that's a save. So an excellent job again by the Pride cage defender, and that keeps it a 1-point affair. Now working out of X, they'll get it over to Benz. Benz up top. Here's a rifle from way out front, and that one's going to be a little bit to the right of the cage, and backing the shot up was the Pride. So they will have the possession here as we approach the 5:30 mark here in quarter number 1. So the Mountain Pointe Pride, Desert Mountain, playing for the second time this year. Here's a turnover at midfield, but then they turn it right back. That's if the Pride can pick it up. And now the unsettled ball will be picked up at midfield by the Wolves. So Kyle Kramer, the senior midfielder, attending SSC and studying business. Here's the dodge, taking on 2. The roll dodge, he came back. Nice little question mark dodge by Benz. And that was good. He got the hands free, but was unable to punch that one through. And this low-scoring affair continues between the Pride of Mountain Pointe, who come out in those Arizona State-like colors with the gold and burgundy, and this one's out of play, and that'll turn things back over to Desert Mountain, who is in the dark gray uniforms. They scored at the 6:51 mark here in the first. It was a nice-looking shot by Dawson Benz. Benz now with 42 points. If you're going by if you're trusting the league website at ArizonaLacrosseLeague.com, Dawson is now with 35 goals. He is number 1 in the state in goals. He is second in points, and he trails Ferrantelli. Now, Ferrantelli comes in to this game, 33 goals. He's got 32 assists. That leads the state, and his 65 points is number 1. Another save for the Pride, and that keeps it 1-0 here on APN Video Sports and our coverage of Desert Mountain Wolves lacrosse. It's been an exciting year for Zach Mendoza's team. Now a clear. There was no ride there by the defense. And now Mountain Pointe will get it into the box, and now they can settle in. They can take their time. Unlike college, there is no delay warning or a shot clock instituted if a team takes too much time trying to get a shot off. Something that may eventually happen at the high school level, but based on the games that, I've covered this year, and I've seen a lot of Arizona high school lacrosse this year, haven't really needed it. Maybe once or twice. But it does seem like the 5 games I did for the University of Arizona this year, there were several times I was calling out, they may have to go with the clock here. But usually at the high school level, I haven't seen it too much, though. This is starting to become a long, drawn-out possession here for Mountain Pointe. Able to retain possession on that BTB. I don't know if that was supposed to be a shot or a pass, but the Pride come up with it. First quarter action. Desert Mountain scored at the 6:51 mark. Benz his 42nd point of the year on the strength of 35 goals, number 1 in the state. Desert Mountain leads it 1-0 here on APN Sports. Okay, we're going to have to put that shot clock on here on the Pride. Well, a 2-man game out front. This is Nickel. And now the dodge coming from the wing, and the shot taken, and another save. Ryan James with his 3rd save of the ballgame. And here in the first quarter, 1-0 Desert Mountain as they try to clear it. Will not be contested during their trip down the field here in transition. Benz has it now out on the left wing. The one thing about Dawson, you can play tough defense on him, but he's got that quick first step. He's got a very strong, powerful shot. He can go left, he can go right. And a lot of times you'll see defenders backing off. They will not mark him up too tightly. Out front, turned away again. That's the fourth save for the Pride goalie. The ground ball is going to be picked up on the far side by, I believe that's Eckhauser. Really hard to see the numbers from here. That's Colin. Colin having an outstanding season for this team. He has a total of 26 points on 19 goals. That 26 points is second only to Dawson. High shot, and he got it by the goalie, and it's 2-0. Right on cue for Colin Eckhauser. So Eck scores. 36 seconds to go here in the quarter, and Desert Mountain leads it 2-0. Just 36 seconds left to play here. Trying to figure out who had the assist. I couldn't see the number. Going to score again. How about that with lightning-like swiftness? Benz again. And that is his second goal, and these two goals coming 14 seconds apart, and Desert Mountain has bolted out to a first quarter 3-0 lead. Benz with his 43rd point of the season. He has 36 goals in 2018. Face-off time, and another victory here for Desert Mountain. Big shot. That's going to be wide to the right. And a good job by Desert Mountain backing up the shot. Not much time left here. Enough time for the shot, or will they hold it here? And that is the horn ending the first quarter. With the score, it's all Desert Mountain. They lead it 3-0. Scottsdale Synchro is a City of Scottsdale-sponsored, nationally ranked, synchronized team led by former Chinese national team athlete Olivia Chong. Scottsdale Synchro's 13 to 15 age group team ranked 5th in the United States at Junior Olympic Nationals this past summer. If you're a swimmer, age 6 to 16, we invite you to attend the 2018 Scottsdale Synchro Annual Water Show held on May 19th at the McDowell Ranch Aquatic Center from 6 to 8 p.m. Come and enjoy spectacular synchronized swimming with Scottsdale Synchro. All right, we're back here at Desert Mountain High School, and a very successful first quarter, 3-0 lead for the Desert Mountain Wolves as we go to quarter number 2, and they have won another, it looks like they've won another face-off, or did they? No, the Pride's going to get this one. So the Pride will try to get it out of there. 3-0 as we start play here in quarter number 2. Jeff Lowry, APM Video Sports. Couple of goals by Dawson Benz. Colin Eckhauser accounting for the other goal. But the possession belongs to the Pride. Again, the defense led by C.J. Lala, Sebastian Carlson, who's on the ball carrier there. Shot taken. That's going to be high and wide to the left. And Eric Miller, 93. And these three guys have just had an outstanding season. These two teams met back on the 10th of April, an 11-5 victory for Zach Mendoza, Dylan Weaver, and Alex Potter's team. Of course, Desert Mountain coming off a 8-7 loss at the hands of Campo Verde, which will probably regardless of what happens here tonight, will probably put them as the number 4 seed, and it broke a 4-game win streak. And they are hoping to end the season with a 4-game win streak because that would give them their first state title since 2015. 3-0 lead, Desert Mountain. We're in quarter number 2. Final regular season game as the playoffs will start next Wednesday, with Desert Mountain most likely hosting this very Mountain Pointe Pride team, and it would be their 3rd matchup of the season. Last year, Desert Mountain won this game 11-0. This matchup, I should say. Get it back out to Eck. Up top, this is Logan Ritchie, who started the game at midfield. Desert Mountain in a deliberate offense here, trying to work for the perfect shot, and there it was, but Eck couldn't finish it. Another outstanding save by the Pride goalie, and that keeps it 3-0 in favor of the Wolves. So last year, when these two teams met on the 15th of March, 11-0. The year before, in 2016, Mountain Pointe won 11-10. So a good challenge there coming across the midway line. Here's a good check, ball loose, and Mountain Pointe's going to pick it up. Nonetheless, good, strong defense by Desert Mountain. And, of course, 93, Eric Miller. And you got to like the aggressive checking going on, challenging the ball each and every time. And I'll tell you, these guys on defense, they work awfully hard. And Eric Miller already having a great game through the first quarter. Plus, here's a cutter, and that one is going to pay off, and that's a score. And Ferrantelli finding Nick Hill for their first goal of the contest, and it's 3-1. That comes at the 8:33 mark here in quarter number 2. Well, for Ferrantelli, that is his 66th point of the season. He has 33 assists to go along with 33 goals. He is having a monster season. Well, the face-offs are even now. 3-1, Desert Mountain leads it. They scored the first 3 points of the contest. Ferrantelli finding Nick Hill. Not Nick Hill. Nick Hill's his last name. Nick Hill, the second leading scorer amongst Mountain Pointe Pride players. As Zach Mendoza looks on, barking out instructions for his team. So it took the Pride better than 15 minutes to score, and they almost did there, but then again, it's Ryan James with the turnaway, and he has 5 saves and 5 of 6 in that department, and he has done an outstanding job here. Second quarter action, inside of 7 minutes left to play here in the first half. 3-1 Desert Mountain. They scored the first 3 goals of the contest. Out front, and it was broken up, and the Pride get a big ground ball right there. That's a huge GB. Well, both teams have really, when they get into their offensive half, they have really settled in. Either team has, at least so far, have really not been real aggressive attacking the cage. They're waiting for that perfect cutter and the perfect pass, the perfect shot like that. And once again, it's Ryan James. Another save for him, a half a dozen for number 41, the senior goalie and one of the most valuable players in this Division II conference of the Arizona Lacrosse League. And when you start talking about player of the year, I think obviously Dawson has to be in that consideration, Ferrantelli. 3-1 Desert Mountain here in the second. Logan Ritchie trying to create. Around the crease he goes. Wide open. Hands free. And the shot is going to be off the pipe. It's going to go sailing out towards midfield. So Eckhauser, a tremendous job that time. Dropped the hands a little bit. And quite possibly he might have been trying to change the eye level, but most of the time coaches want you not to shoot the sidearm, but so many times, and some coaches have actually told me that shooting sidearm, you may get a few more miles per hour on your shot, but the shots usually tend to elevate and a little tougher to command. Right now, Desert Mountain in a low-scoring 3-1 game here. They have the number 1 point differential in the state of Arizona. Second quarter action. Couple of goals by Benz. Eckhauser producing his 27th point of the season. As the Mountain Point Pride trying to make this a 1-goal game, and they are going to have an opportunity here, and this time they're going to score. And returning the favor is Nick Hill as he finds Ferrantelli. 4:27 left to go, and we got a 1-point game. Well, that was impressive. Nick Hill and Ferrantelli both with 2 points on the day. Face-off win, Mountain Point. They've got a 1-point lead in that department, losing it out of play, and this should be Desert Mountain's possession. So that last score coming at the 4:27 mark. 4 minutes left to play here in the first half. Jeff Lowry with you, APN Sports. Benz slicing his way through. He bounced it in there, took on 2 defenders, and he's got the hat trick. That is his 3rd goal of the contest. 4:03 left to go officially, and it's now 4-2. Desert Mountain has led by as many as 3 at 3-0, and now lead 4-2. That was a very impressive dodge by number 44, the sophomore who has been playing for this program even in the 8th grade, Dawson Benz. So a 4-2 lead, face-off win. Desert Mountain evened up 4 apiece in this contest, unofficially. I'll have to double-check those stats. Here's the crease dodge, and it's going to be outside the pipe. Picked up by Benz in X. Finds a man out front. Gets the hands clean and clear. And finds the back of the cage with a blistering shot. And it's now 5-2. Well, the score belongs to Sam Friedland with 3:30 left to play here. That's his first goal of the contest. And you got to give an assist to Benz, as he was able to find Friedland out in front. And now our 9th face-off of the contest. A 5-2 lead for the home team, Desert Mountain. So the Pride come up with the face-off win, eventually gaining possession after the face-off. And now a very important possession here, and obviously they do not want to go down by any more than this with halftime lurking up on this game. Inside of 3 minutes left to play here in the first half. Eric Miller defensively going to work as he gets the assignment on the leading scorer in the state, and they're going to double team him. Excellent job. Now he gets hands clear, and he finds the back of the net. Well, that's his second goal of the day. He's got 3 points, 2:34 left to go, and now it's 5-3. That is a monster goal for Mountain Pointe. They could not afford to go down anymore, and they have cut the deficit to 2 to 5-3. Okay, so we're even in face-off X. Are we? No. I guess they're giving this one back to Mountain Pointe. As we approach the 2-minute mark here in the second quarter, you're watching exciting Desert Mountain lacrosse on APM Video Sports. I'm Jeff Lowry, apmvideo.com. This is our third, and, well, we hope it's not our last game this year. As we got a timeout on the field, this is a Mountain Pointe timeout. As we come back to live action, and hopefully we'll be covering this Desert Mountain team on the final day of the playoffs, which happens to be right now scheduled for May 4th. The D1 and the Division II state championship games, which will be played at Corona del Sol High School. Right now, we've got a good game. I mean, Desert Mountain has led by as many as 3 on 2 occasions. And looking to have a strong final 60 seconds here in this game so they can go into a locker room with a 3-point lead. Well, no call on that one. That could have easily went against Desert Mountain, and they're going to get a GB here. Now the ball comes loose, and it will be out of play, and it'll be Pride possession. So that's a huge break there for the Mountain Pointe Pride, led by Frank Ferrantelli, their head coach. Number 32, Connor Ferrantelli, who is the leading scorer in terms of points this year. Benz with 3 goals in this game, now has 37. Ferrantelli with 3 goals has 36. But Connor has also got an assist in this game, and he leads all players in points with 4. So after a quick timeout, the Pride of Mountain Pointe, the possession, down by 2 here. Final moments of the first half on APM Video Sports in our coverage of the 2018 Desert Mountain Wolves, led by their head coach, Zach Mendoza. And here's a loose ball that's going to be corralled by Ryan James. And now James looking to clear, and you don't want to turn it over here and give Mountain Pointe a quick shot. Ben Zucker may have taken that shot. Here's a cutter out front and off target. That will end the first half with the score 5-3 in favor of Desert Mountain. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's Mountain Pointe 3, Desert Mountain 5.
All right, Jeff Lowry back here from Desert Mountain High School. We're in North Scottsdale. And a 5-3 lead for the Wolves as we start quarter number 3. It's Desert Mountain Lacrosse on APN Sports. Face-off win and a good start for the Wolves to start the second half. And then the de-sticking of Cantu, and this is going to turn it back over to the Mountain Pointe Pride. Well, it's a face-off win, but nonetheless, Desert Mountain does not have possession and clinging to a 2-goal lead. First half, they got 3 goals from Dawson Benz to lead the charge. Friedland also with a goal, and Eck with a goal. And right now, Nick Hill scoring for the Pride, and that makes it 5-4. I'll tell you what, this Mountain Pointe team is not going anywhere, and they are playing tough. That makes it 5-4 with 11:30 left to go here in the third quarter of play. That is the second goal for Nick Hill. I don't know how he got that one through against Ryan James. I don't know if Ryan just lost the flight of the ball, if somebody screened his line of sight. And here's a face-off win for the Pride. Third quarter action. Coming to you from North Scottsdale. Nice play far side by Sebastian Carlson. But then he loses it out of play, and the Pride will have the possession with a chance to tie this game up. So Mountain Pointe down by 1 with a chance to equalize here in the third quarter. They have trailed twice by as many as 3. They trailed 3-0 after 1 period of play, and they were down 5-2. They have scored 2 straight with their leading scorer, Connor Ferrantelli, scoring with 2:34 left to go in the second quarter, and Nick Hill 30 seconds into the second half. Well, they had the right idea there, hanging out in that low crease, but it was broken up by this defense. Desert Mountain coming in with the best point differential as Ryan James comes up with another save on the Pride shot and a nice clear out towards center field, or midfield, as Desert Mountain comes down in transition. But going into this game, and most likely will be the best point differential in the state when the regular season is over. Here's a shot. That's wide to the right. Third quarter action. And Desert Mountain has not scored. Now you got to go all the way back to the 3:30 mark in quarter number 2. And both these goalies, both for Mountain Pointe and Desert Mountain, have looked very good so far. So a good clear by the Pride. I don't know if they've stepped into the box yet. Boy, tenacious defense on the far side, and the takeaway is there. Let's see if Desert Mountain can do something here in transition as they quickly get it into the attack zone, and now we'll set up their 6-on-6. Here's Benz. And we got a flag down on the play. The ball is down. And I think this is going to be a slash against the Pride, and that's a 1-minute personal foul going against the Pride. So this is our first man-up situation. First man-up situation of the contest. Right now, Mountain Pointe trying to get the right personnel. They must have like a special man-down line here. Not really sure what the delay is going on here as we kind of zoom out. Apparently there was some confusion maybe about the call, but it is a slash. It is a 1-minute penalty. It is releasable if Desert Mountain shoots and scores here. I'll tell you what, if you're the official, you almost want to charge Mountain Pointe a timeout here. So a long delay here. As Desert Mountain will be, when play resumes, I'll tell you what, this is almost getting a little on the ridiculous side. All right, so we're back, and we're back to live action. Desert Mountain, a man-up situation. Eck. The shot is good, and the score. Eckhauser, his second of the day, and he gets an assist from Zucker, and it's 6-5 in favor of Desert Mountain. Check that, 6-4 in favor of Desert Mountain with 9:05 left to play here in quarter number 3. Desert Mountain, a -2 in face-offs, possession off face-offs so far in the game, but they're going to get this one. That was really a monster goal there for the Desert Mountain Wolves. Eckhauser with his second goal of the contest, and now with 28 points on the year, he has 21 goals and 7 assists. And for Zucker, that's his 10th point of the year. He has 4 goals and 6 assists. And Desert Mountain, because they won the face-off, 6-on-6 offense here. Both teams full strength. And now Desert Mountain throws it away, but it's going to be picked up out towards midfield, and they'll restart it. Led by Josh McCray, the senior midfielder, who'll be attending U of A next year and a 4-year player. Here is Benz trying to go to work, and a good slide, good defense by the Pride. This shot goes all the way to the Pride goaltender, and he's going to come up with it cleanly, and Mountain Pointe looking to clear. Second largest lead of the game for Desert Mountain. As I mentioned a couple of times, they have led by as many as 3 on 2 occasions, 3-0 and 5-2. Looking to add on to that lead here, but they're going to have to play a little defense, and that's exactly what they do. They take it away, but then a nice ride there by the Pride defense, and somehow Desert Mountain gets it. So the Wolves look to clear. Up by 2. At home, final regular season game. The playoffs start next Wednesday. And a good chance these two teams will be hooking up in round 1 of the 2018 Arizona Lacrosse League Division II playoffs. Desert Mountain would love a goal right here, and they throw it away. That was an unforced turnover. Third quarter action, Desert Mountain with a 6-4 lead. To be quite honest, I think Mountain Pointe, they did lose 11-5 earlier this year. And you got to give some credit to this team. They've come in here and they've played pretty much toe-to-toe, even though they've only been as close as one. They haven't tied the game, and they have never led in this game. Unsettled ball. Desert Mountain battles for it on the far side, and they're going to get the GB. So a big GB as Max Peckham now checks into the lineup, number 24. Peckham, one of the leading scorers on this team, 19 points coming in. I think the coaching staff might have wanted to slash on that one. Here's Ritchie, back to Peckham. Peckham on the roll dodge, he shoots in. That went off the face of the Pride goalie, but backing it up was Desert Mountain here in the third quarter. They lead it by a 6-4 margin, 6-4 score, 2-point margin. On the restart, Sam Friedland. Well, the officials making sure that it's 6-on-6. I was doing a game the other day, and I can't remember where it was. It was 7-on-6. Yeah, it was Desert Vista and Chaparral. Good check over there on the wing. Out front, high crease, bounce shot. You can put it on the board. Logan Ritchie. And I believe that was Friedland on the assist with 5:44, and the lead is back to 3. So Ritchie scores for Desert Mountain. They've scored 2 straight. And here in the third quarter, they lead it by a score of 7-4. That was a beautiful shot. That's the first time we've seen either team really bounce one in there. And I'm a little surprised that you don't see more shots like that. It's so difficult for a goalie, and I guess Ryan James could probably attest to this, that, that's a much tougher shot to save. They're going to score again. And now Desert Mountain starting to feel their oats. This time it is Aiden Stockman. And with 5:17 left to play here, they got their largest lead of the day. It is 8-4. Stockman's first goal. Desert Mountain has scored 3 straight. 5 of the last 7, and they've got another face-off win, and they've evened it up in that category. Another save for the Pride goalie on that quick shot. Work it way up top. Maybe an ill-advised pass. It's going to go out of play, and the Pride will have the possession. Third quarter action. Pride will restart it here right there at the bottom of your screen. You're watching Desert Mountain Lacrosse. This is APM Video Sports. 8-4 Desert Mountain. Good defense. Pride will set up their 6-on-6 offense here inside of 4 minutes left to play here in quarter number 3. This is really the third time that Mountain Pointe has been down either 3 or 4 in this game. And yet every time they have went down by 3, or by 3, they've countered. They've had an answer. So right now we're going to see what this Mountain Pointe Pride team is made of. This is the biggest margin we have seen here tonight, 8-4. Need a good defensive stand here if you're the Wolves. High shot, and that was Ferrantelli. I'll tell you, you talk about his ability not only to score, Ferrantelli that is, but he's such a great facilitator. He leads the state in assists. He has as many assists as he does goals. And Desert Mountain now with a chance to go up by 5. They work it in transition. Well, a good opportunity that time, but they were at the doorstep but couldn't push it through. 8-4, Desert Mountain leading it here in the third as we're approaching the 3-minute mark here in quarter number 3. And a quick takeaway there. We need a ground ball, and that was Miller trying to keep it alive. Unsettled ball. They battle inside Rosenberg. And bodies flying all over the place. Let's see what the call is going to be. Is this going to be a push? Push without possession, and a quick restart here for Benz. Desert Mountain looking to go up by 5, and they got their top scorer, and Benz takes it all the way. Another tremendous split dodge as he rattles the back of the cage, and it's 9-4. They have scored 4 straight, and now own their largest lead of the game, 3 minutes. Benz with his 4th goal of the contest, his 38th goal on the season. He has 1 assist. He has 46 points. And is this going to be a face-off win for Desert Mountain? Yes, sir. Kyle Kramer. So now Desert Mountain with a 5-goal lead. This is their largest lead of the day. This is the first time since the opening face-off they have an advantage. Face-off wars. Shot. Score again. Well, that was a good two-man tandem. That was Eckhauser scoring again. That's his third. And with 2:27 left to go, it is now a 10-4 lead as Desert Mountain has scored 5 unanswered goals. What a tremendous third quarter here. After Mountain Pointe scored the first goal to start the second half, we're going to get a procedure, give it back to the Pride so they get the face-off win. And it's all even at 8-8. But the scoreboard is the most important part, and it's 10-4 Desert Mountain. They've scored 5 straight. They've outscored Mountain Pointe here in the third quarter, 5-1. Out front, good job, good defense that time. Desert Mountain, see if they can catch the Pride off course here. Shot is no good. Out front it goes. Another shot backed up nicely by Desert Mountain. A possession shot that time. We're inside of 2 minutes. And a nice job there. Pride, that'll be out of play. It'll be Desert Mountain possession here. Out front, Cantu. Work it around. Feinstein is in there now, and they turn it over. So give it back to the Pride. And now the Pride can't keep possession. And a ground ball by Miles Feinstein, the sophomore attackman, second-year player. Get it in close. That was a thing of beauty. Feinstein finds an open cutter right out in front on the doorstep, and it was Friedland's second goal of the day. And that makes it an 11-4 lead. And this one has gotten out of hand. So a 7-goal lead, 6 unanswered goals here by Desert Mountain. They have outscored their opponent 6-1 here in the third, and this has been the difference. As we are winding down quarter number 3. And now Desert Mountain in transition. This should be a flag, and it doesn't look like they're going to call one. Well, that looked like that could have been easily a push with possession. As the Pride quickly get it into the offensive half. They'll pull the trigger, and Ferrantelli gets a yowza. Well, for Ferrantelli, his 4th goal, that comes with 7 seconds left to play, getting the deficit to 6. And ending Desert Mountain's 6 in a row. So we head now to quarter number 4. And we'll be back. It's all Desert Mountain. They lead by 6. All right, Jeff Lowry back here, North Scottsdale. And we hope you're enjoying watching the 2018 Desert Mountain Wolves lacrosse on APN Sports, Arizona's leader in sports video coverage. Mountain Pointe's done a nice job in face-off X and getting those possessions, but they will not get it here. Both teams have won 9, they've lost 9. And Desert Mountain here in the 4th leads it 11-5. Their largest lead of the game was 11-4 before Ferrantelli scored his 4th goal of the contest. Check that. Ferrantelli's has 3. He has checked that 3 goals, not 4. Shot. shot, score. Desert Mountain has done it again. Well, a very impressive shot by Max Peckham. That comes with 11:14 left to play here in the fourth quarter. A 12-5 lead for Desert Mountain. And back to a 7-goal lead. This matches or ties their largest of the day. They have scored 7 of the last 8 goals in this game, and they just took an advantage in face-off X on the ground ball there by 1-5. Fourth quarter action. Down to 11 minutes left to play. Desert Mountain looking to add on to a 7-goal lead. They're led by 4 goals tonight by their leading scorer, Dawson Benz. Eckhauser has 3. Friedland, Stockman, Peckham, and Feinstein has an assist. I'm having a tough time reading my own writing. I'll get that other score for you here in a second. Right now enjoying a 7-goal lead. Good defense on the near side, and that's going to be a takeaway for the Desert Mountain Wolves in number 15. Need a ground ball here if you're Desert Mountain. And the Pride comes up with a big GB, but then it's taken away. And the one observation I have here tonight is that Desert Mountain, they've done a great job on the ride. They have challenged virtually every ground ball. I think they have had a very strong challenge here tonight. And that's going to make that coaching staff led by Zach Mendoza very happy. Dylan Weaver, Alex Potter. So the Wolves lead it by 7. Fourth quarter action. If they hold on and win this game, they will go to 8-2 by way of record. And you can afford maybe to play a little keep away right now if you're Desert Mountain. Benz pulls the trigger, left it wide left of the pipes. And another fine job by Desert Mountain. They've only lost 1 possession on a missed shot, so they backed up their shots well tonight, and they have been very aggressive, challenging virtually every ground ball. Both teams have playing even right now, 6-on-6. 11 is Nick O'Kane. Get it down in the low crease, and that was a turnover. They tried to find Stockman, who has 1 of the 12 goals here tonight for Desert Mountain. And I think Desert Mountain has done a better job on the ride than the Mountain Pointe Pride here tonight, and I think that's been one of the key differences in the game. And Pointe well taken as they come up with the turnover here. Opportunity time. Well, that was a situation where maybe Aiden Stockman could have just taken that one all the way in, and the same maybe could have been said by Miles Feinstein. But they were trying to play unselfish lacrosse. In result, they turn it over and the Pride have it, but they're down by 7 here in the fourth. The Pride will finish at 4-6 unless they miraculously come back. Desert Mountain will go to 8-2. Stay with us at the conclusion of this game. We will have post-game interviews with the Desert Mountain Wolves right here on the home of Wolves Lacrosse, APN. In transition, here they come. Scoring opportunity here, but they're going to slow it down. Some fancy work with the one that time by Josh McRae. Able to cradle that nugget and keep potential turnover in the hip pocket. Desert Mountain in no hurry to take a shot here with Max Peckham, the senior and one of the captains. Of course, number 24 came here via California way. Came here in his sophomore season and has been a big part of this program, and heading to the U of Peckham will be attending ASU. McRae will be attending U of A. Playing for Matt Blamey and the Lax Cats. 12-5, looking for more. A good double team that time by the Pride. Back out to McRae. And that was a shot, and I think that got a little Pipe City. So Desert Mountain with a 7-goal lead will finish the regular season with an .800 winning percentage. Now back on the defense. Defense led by senior Ryan Rosenblatt. Ferrantelli, 3 goals and an assist here tonight. He is the leading scorer for this Mountain Pointe Pride team. Nick Hill, second. He has 2 goals, 1 assist. Takeaway time for Desert Mountain. Can they get the GB as they battle for it? That's Max Peckham. And Max has got it, and he's going to clear it for the Desert Mountain Wolves. Quickly into the attack zone. Out front, right at the doorstep. Desert Mountain does it again. And it all started with Peckham, a tremendous takeaway, then the outstanding clear. And he finds Colin Eckhauser, who now has 4 goals here tonight. And it's now 13-5 in favor of the Desert Mountain Wolves. I'll tell you what, that's got to go on the highlight reel. Face-off win, Desert Mountain. They're going to get another good-looking shot. As we are approaching the 4-minute mark here in quarter number 4. Well, it's certainly been our pleasure here at APN to be bringing to all of you Desert Mountain Wolves lacrosse. It's been a lot of fun. This is an exciting team, and I really can't wait till the playoffs start next week. Desert Mountain will be most likely hosting Mountain Pointe. Now, the one thing about that is that they always say it's tough to beat a team 3 times, especially like you'll hear that in football when teams will play each other 2 times, like a divisional team. They'll play them twice in a season, and then sometimes they'll play them in the playoffs, and it's really difficult to beat a team 3 times. But let's face it, Desert Mountain has outscored Mountain Pointe this year to the tune of 24-10. The first matchup was 11-5, and it's 13-5 here tonight. And we'd like to extend a very special thanks to Candace Benz, the Benz family, for setting this up, and Scottsdale Synchro for providing some funding to get these games on the air. So a very special thanks to everybody that had something to do with the broadcast. Dylan Olson here tonight doing a fine job on camera. And Desert Mountain is going to be 8-2 here in a couple of minutes. Stay with us. We'll have interviews at the conclusion of this game. Is this a takeaway? It is. Nice job by Desert Mountain on an errant pass, and they're going to get a nice clear. Well, this one you can put in the old deep freeze. Logan Ritchie, who has one of the scores here, almost had a second one on that rebound, was able to get that, rake it up, but his shot was partially deflected, I think there, or a little misdirection there on a good check inside defense of the Pride, and Mountain Pointe will try to clear. So Desert Mountain leads it 13-5. We're in the fourth. Final minutes of this fourth period, led by Eckhauser and Benz, both with 4 goals here tonight. Pretty good game for the opposing Mountain Pointe Pride, and the state leader in points, Connor Ferrantelli. He's got 3 goals, 2 assists. Well, the Pride down by 8 points. This is the biggest lead of the night for Desert Mountain. And Friedland has 2 goals here tonight. So it's been a good night here for Desert Mountain. They're going to go to 8-2 by way of record. Stay with us. At the conclusion of this game, we'll have post-game interviews. Here's a shot. That's wide. And another strong game by Ryan James, the senior goalie, second-year playing goalie. Also an outstanding baseball player for Desert Mountain. And as we mentioned, Ryan James, second in save percentage in the state. So congratulations, and he's going to have to probably maintain that 66 save percentage against some of these tough playoff teams that Desert Mountain will most likely face. They're going to probably have Mountain Pointe here at home next week. It'll be the third matchup of the season between those two, if that's the way things fall into place. And I'm not really sure right now. They are in a virtual tie with Catalina Foothills. But from early indications, it looks like Desert Mountain might be the number 4 seed. That's a shot. Ferrantelli has struck again. Now check that. That was Nick Hill. And it's now 13-6. That comes with just 7 seconds left to play here. And Desert Mountain is going to go to 8-2.
And there you have it, final score.
The Desert Mountain Wolves win it here at home. Final score 13-6. This is Jeff Lowry with APNvideo.com, and we'll have post-game interviews coming up next. This is APN Video Sports. There you get a look at the score, 13-6, the final. It was close right around halftime, but a 6-1 third was the difference in the game. And in just a moment, we're going to send it downstairs. I'm Jeff Lowry with APNvideo.com. 8-2 by way of record now, Desert Mountain, while the Pride dropped to 4-6.
All right, you can start first.
I'm Dawson. I play attack.
Nick O'Kane, midfield.
Ryan James, netminder.
Sebastian Carlson, defender.
Josh Thompson, LSM. Zach Mendez, head coach.
All right, so how do you think you did personally, like this season, and then how do you think your team did the whole season?
Personally, I think it takes a lot of teamwork for me to do well. It takes the entire defense to do their job, and then the middies to do my job. And personally, I think as a team, it really boiled down to Zach, and he changed the culture, and we played really well this season.
I think it was definitely a team effort, more or less, because none of us can just do it all our own. We can't just run up and down the field all our own and play the whole game. So it was definitely a team effort, I think.
Personally, I think I played a hell of a season, only being a second-year goalie. But I mean, that's up for my team to decide. And our team play this year was phenomenal. I can do nothing but thank my defense for all they've done for me.
Right, personally, I think I've improved a lot, especially under Coach Zach. He's really stepped me up a couple notches, not just one. And as a team, we've definitely improved our bond between each other. We've definitely trusted each other a lot more. We've worked a lot harder than we were working for. So this is great season.
For me, I've been playing for 4 years. I think I've kind of flatlined a little bit, but I've been improving on small things here and there. And that's all you can really ask for. Team-wise, I think this year we had a lot of seniors, and so there's a lot of team chemistry going on and worked well as a whole.
How do you think the season went, Coach?
Yeah, obviously at the end of the season here, finishing out with the record we did, very, very proud of these kids. Obviously 2 hard losses by 1 goal each, but looking at it, it's a great learning moment, not only for myself as a coach and a person, but for them. I think I'm pretty blessed to have a group of kids that didn't really have the greatest expectations, and they put in a lot of hard work to get to the level they are. Couldn't be prouder of that.
So going to playoffs, I know you guys are excited. Is there anything you can personally work on for the season or work on as a team?
Personally, I'm going to strive to do my best whenever I'm on the field. I'm always pushing 110% as a team. I think we can just keep working on our chemistry, and the more we have better chemistry, the better we'll play as a team.
Personally, I think it's just putting in that work, making sure that you're always there, showing up, working hard. And then as a team, I think it's just communication, just talking, making sure that we're all on the same page. Because when we're all on the same page, we work best.
Personally, I need to work on commanding my defense a little better. Our slides are there, our 2 slides aren't so much, so that's something that's on my shoulders and I need to work on.
Personally, I think I can work a lot better on teamwork with my teammates on the defense, working them out, getting the plays done, making sure everyone knows where we're going, even the defensive middies, and then as a team. Definitely chemistry, working together, and a lot of trust.
Yeah, trust for everyone. Keep working on everything that we're going on.
Anything you want to add?
From a coaching standpoint, I mean, the biggest thing they kind of said is trusting each other, but these things I think we do, and I pride myself with this team.
Yeah, there's a couple that they got away from us.
These kids are resilient. They understand how to read a scenario, adapt to a scenario, and I think the best part is their coachability. Getting them to buy into what we've kind of done as a squad has not only helped us understand that what we're doing is working, but I think for them, kind of becoming better players along with it.
All right, and then we'll end it off with what was your favorite memory of this season so far as a team or individually?
Favorite memory as a team is just every day playing with these guys. Couldn't ask for a better family or a better team.
I think my favorite part about this team is just when we're all super happy, when we're all excited, when we're all ready to play, when we're all ready to go out there.
My favorite personal memory was when we played Campo Verde and I got to let a kid out. It doesn't happen a lot for a goalie. And my favorite team memory was when we played Notre Dame our second time and beat them 13-1.
And their best player. My favorite memory by far is when CJ, one of our defenders, caught a ball behind him with a shot. Everyone was cheering for him. That was awesome.
My favorite memory is Breeze. Just when everyone's all hyped up, there's no other feeling. When the team's all hyped up and you're in there with them.
Hey Tony, I'll meet you up there.
Yeah, as a coach, I mean, obviously there's a lot to look back on. I look at it very differently. My favorite memories are actually 2 losses. I think it was a great opportunity for me to learn, not only as a coach and a human being, but I think to really challenge these kids to do more with themselves on the field. And they've responded both times. So just watching the success that they're having kind of makes everything worth it. So definitely credit to those 2 losses for the opportunity to play with these guys.
All right, well, thank you guys for your time, and then good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you very much.